So please help me welcome to the stage John Burke from Airbus.
Thank you very much, Brian.
John, great pleasure having worked with you. Happily, we have our tradition. You are now immediate past chair, so we get to benefit from your vision and your guidance for the next 2 years before we put you out there in that world of tremendous leaders that already exists. So it's my great pleasure to honor you with this gavel, which we will ship because it is very precious and very delicate. So
very nice. Thank you.
We're giving John a crystal gavel that says John Burke, AUVSI Chairman of the Board, 2015 to 2017. So grip and grin.
Yep. Thank you very much,
for you.
Brian. Okay.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much, Brian.
I'll hang on to this one.
As Brian said, one of the things that I've really enjoyed working with Brian, he comes with a tremendous amount of experience, and he's been willing to be a mentor to me and help me with all of that experience as we did the transition for the last 2 years. So one of my favorite Saturday Night Live episodes goes like this. There's a couple at a two-top in a restaurant, and the guy starts talking, and the word I and me is in there about 30 times in 1 minute. And then he turns to his date and says, I don't want to talk about myself all night. What do you think about me? So I don't want to talk about anything about my accomplishments. I want to talk about us. And the part I want to talk about in us is the folks that came out this week to be at XPONENTIAL, the membership, the professional staff led by Brian, and the overall community and my fellow board members. It's just the kind of folks that everybody who came to this exhibition would really want to be around as we saw at the mix last night. I also want to acknowledge, before we go into anything else, my wife Mary. Through an entire Army career and now a career at Airbus, she has been the person who has always been there, including making sure that this wrinkled shirt that I had on this morning was properly pressed. So from the complex to the simple, she's always been there for me. So one of the things that, as I got ready for these comments, I thought, you know, going back to Da Vinci, Faraday, Maxwell, Marconi, Tesla, Feynman, Ada and Charles Babbage, Grace Hopper, who used to have a piece of wire 30 centimeters long that said, if you don't know what a nanometer is, or a nanosecond is, it looks like this. So sometimes the most elegant solution is, in fact, the most simple solution. Sometimes elegance requires complexity, but over the years that I've been with unmanned systems, now going on 17 years, I wrote my thesis on disruptive technology and unmanned systems a few years ago. The complexity has shifted into simplicity, has shifted into elegance, and now in the second or third generation, we're seeing wave after wave of this, including just the simple on the gimbals, for instance, the sophistication of gimbals, the artificial intelligence, machine learning, the depth and breadth of what we're doing in the community. So I list those, that list of distinguished people because I truly believe that when you come to XPONENTIAL and you're in this community, the new Feynmans and Babbages and Faradays are actually right here. You just don't have the legend yet, but I know as I discuss the community with you that in fact that's very true, and it's been a pleasure to be with you to experience that. I get the energy and intellect out of this community. It's completely refreshing every opportunity. So just a couple other comments. I believe that there is a national imperative that we've been grinding at for a number of years about how to open up the airspace and make it safe, but also make it available. And whether it's airspace, ground space, maritime space, software, sensors, integration, as Dirk Hoek mentioned yesterday, this is got to be a national imperative. I'm sure every person in the community is champing at the bit, wondering when will we solve that? So either I think it's time to have a public-private method to get on with it. The leadership of AUVSI has done a lot in the advocacy, but as you see the pressure building there's just too much opportunity and too much innovation to let that expire. And I commit to you that I'm going to keep working diligently on that project. So in the transition, my colleague, Dallas Brooks, 35 years in aviation, 13 years in unmanned systems. He's a great individual, completely high character, energetic, communicative, loves to learn, loves to listen. And it's time now, although I've loved wearing the chairman's badge, to hand this over to Dallas, and he will lead the board of directors for the next term, and I'd like to introduce him. Dallas Brooks.